scythe him in the.
Puts the L in evil.
And on top of that, Soul is a whole human being. This is a 2v1. They're jumping RWBY. Hi. How's it going? So, I saw this video on my recommended feed, and I was just like a bit confused. Like, I get that RWBY and Maka are both scythe wielders, but RWBY just doesn't stand a chance against Maka. Like, I'm just gonna say that right now. Like, what warranted screw attack? I almost said Rooster Teeth. That doesn't exist anymore. What warrants screw attack? Death battle. Do they even call themselves screw attack anymore? Death battle. What warrant them to think that this was even like a fair fight? Like, don't get me wrong. I love RWBY, but I don't think she stands a chance against Maka at all. Like, especially if they use manga Maka, it's over. It's over. If they use anime Maka, maybe. But manga Maka, usually with these type of things, they use all sources available for these types of death battles. So I'm just gonna assume that Maka is gonna win, like, hands down. Like, this feels like when they put what was it? When they put Blake up against Mikasa. I was just like, of course Blake wins. Mikasa's just like kind of sort of a normal human with some Ackerman boosts, whatever you call it. But it's like, of course Blake wins. It's just like, Mikasa's not a fucking pushover. Like, I like how the fight turned out. Like, Mikasa's definitely going out with like a limb or two. But I really wanted to watch this video. I saw this on my recommended feed. I was just about to record a Date Everything gameplay, but I saw this in my recommended feed. I stopped everything to watch this, like, because I'm curious on what Death Battle got to say about this. Because are they biased because they used to be a Rooster Teeth company? I think I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that. But and RWBY is owned by Rooster Teeth. Well, was. It's past tense now. It seems like RWBY did get picked up by Viz Media, so hopefully we get a volume 10. But I don't know. I don't know when that would happen, but they're kind of teasing us. They're kind of teasing us on the RWBY channel with that. Okay, I'm going on a tangent. I should just watch this, but like, I don't know. I just don't think this is a fair fight. Like, RWBY is getting dog walked. I'm calling it right now. She is getting dog walked. Especially if they use manga Maka. Like, I'm not gonna spoil what happened in the manga. If they explain it in here, maybe I'll talk about it. But I have to watch this, bro.
RWBY Rose versus Maka Albarn.
The battle of spunky teens with oversized gardening.
I feel like I've gardening tools. I feel like I know everything about both of these characters, by the way. Huge RWBY fan, huge Soul Eater fan. So I don't know why I'm not looking at the camera. Your eyes are right there. I'm sorry, you just got nice titties.
Tools. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Who we starting with?
I remember when Mama Boomstick read me bedtime fairy tales. Yeah. Stories of heroes and warnings about eating those little berries and quicksand. So much quicksand.
Yet in the world
those were like the fairy tales.
Fairy tales are real. Here, huntresses do battle with monstrous Grimm, and there was nothing more exciting than that to RWBY Rose.
Daughter to the world-renowned huntress, Summer, who disappeared. Little Red really wanted nothing more than to be a huntress.
Her dedication paid off.
Is she actually 17? I thought she was like 16. Well, time passed in the show, actually. It makes sense. That actually makes sense.
Admitted into Beacon Academy 2 years ahead, a premier school for huntsmen and huntresses, RWBY clearly showed prodigious talent.
Not just that, she's got the weapon geek gene just like yours truly. RWBY doesn't leave home without her trusty Crescent Rose. It may look like a high-tech scythe, and it is, but it's also a gun. RWBY made Crescent Rose herself.
A sniper rifle. One of the RWBY videos I did, I called it a shotgun, and some people were pressed about that. And I was like, I didn't mean to call it a shotgun. My bad.
It's like a dance between Grim Reaper's Choice and a bolt-action sniper rifle.
A dance is fitting, as huntsmen are locked in a never-ending waltz in their battle with the Grimm.
Crescent Rose can switch between sniper and scythe at the press of a button. RWBY's an old hand at flinging and moving it exactly how she wants, despite it being like, bigger than she is. How does she do it with those noodle arms? The girl can't even throw a punch.
Well, she might not need to.
That's what blows my mind. How does she flail this heavy ass scythe around, but struggle to throw a punch? Like, I know, like they kind of did teach her how to do martial arts a little bit, or they kind of like pushed her doing martial arts a little bit, but I don't know. They never really did much with it, because like Crow clearly knows what he's doing with his hands sometimes. So like I wish they kind of played around with that a lot more with Ruby. Why am I not looking at y'all? Y'all are right there.
The strength of her aura.
I'm watching the
all
video.
Living beings in Remnant have an aura, except dark creatures like Grimm, though not all of them can utilize it in combat without extensive training. See, aura forms a barrier that blocks fatal blows and even heals wounds.
It can make weapons stronger too. When Ruby slaps a cartridge of dust into Crescent Rose, her aura lights up nature's wrath in man's hand.
Dramatic, but accurate. This dust represents the base elements of the world. Fire, electricity, ice, wind, anti-gravity. Does that last one count?
Rule of cool, Wiz. She's got the eyes of a hawk, and when she shoots you with dust, a bullet wound's the last thing you'll be worried about. With enough of a boost, ice dust can freeze over whole mechs, and she can power up her kicks to crater military-grade steel.
A person's aura may be limited, but Ruby can keep track.
I need to rewatch Ruby, because I'm not like, I don't know why. It's just like not clicking with me. Does she use dust like that? I haven't watched Ruby since like Volume 9 ended, so I don't know. Does she use dust like that? I'm trying to remember. Definitely not in Volume 9. They did not have access to dust while they were trapped in the whole other dimension, or whatever you call it. But yeah.
Track of hers with this handy health bar on her not smartphone.
Ruby blasted through Huntress classes with flying colors. Almost right away, she was appointed the leader of her own group, with Weiss Schnee, Flake Belladonna, and Big Sis Yang Xiaolong. Oh, I get it. Team Ruby.
But Ruby's hope for
more like RWBY.
Years of learning with her friends would be dashed as evil machinations spread like wildfire. And with a flash of silver light, Beacon had fallen.
Ruby's friends dead. Her school
okay.
wrecked. Her
RP
sister
Pura.
disarmed. All because of a
Disarmed
lover
is
spat
crazy.
that went way too far.
Salem saw the world divided, and it was time to say goodbye
This is Mommy
to
Milkers.
any happily ever after.
But Ruby wouldn't give up like that, so she set off to change the world.
Even as Crescent Rose began to feel heavier and heavier. Could she really save the world like her fairy tale heroes? All she did is what she's always done and never stopped moving forward.
Because Crescent Rose wasn't the only thing she needed. She had to improve her semblance too.
Right. While aura is essentially the manifestation of one's soul, the semblance is an expression of their personality.
Basically, it's a superpower farmed by aura. And Ruby.
Is it? They never said that in the show, did they? If they did, that went completely over my head if they did. Because like, what? It's supposed to be an extension of their personality too? Is that what creates the semblance?
Ruby's got super speed, or a teleport, or what is she doing exactly?
Close. This is
And Penny does a good job at explaining that.
Ruby is capable of traveling at an extreme velocity from one point to another by breaking herself down to her molecular components.
burst, a mixture of speed, teleportation, and intangibility. Ruby can rocket from one point to another in milliseconds.
By literally bursting into petals.
Sort of.
Yeah.
According to Best Robo Girl Penny,
Oh.
Ruby's semblance is extremely complex and
He
variable.
mentions that.
It involves breaking her body down to its molecular components before zooming off in complex paths, negating the laws of mass entirely.
AKA Super Speed Plus. And Nora is best girl. Ruby's petal burst is so quick she can make flying missiles look completely still. Good luck tagging her with a bullet or a breadstick.
She is certainly quick enough to give Emerald and Mercury a hard time, and they've dodged actual lightning.
She's faster than Blake, who could keep up with the most cringe faunus of all, Adam Taurus.
Well, he did draw his sword fast enough to
Okay, Adam started off cool. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. He started off cool, but he became cringe when he told Blake to behave. I was just like, holy shit, this guy is off the deep end.
parry an actual particle beam. In real life, such a beam is created by accelerating charged particles to just under light speed.
So, that's impressive.
With such a powerful ability, Ruby could safely shine her smile for years, even as she carried the fate of Remnant across the world. To her friends, she was a beacon of hope.
Well, yeah, because she's got one more
Okay, let's get the
superpower.
Maka. Let's
Her
get the Maka.
silver
I'm excited.
eyes. Just like her mom, RWBY inherited them from the god of light as a weapon against negative anti-life energy, like the evil goop Grim spawned from. Just a wink and blam! Sayonara, Dragon of Darkness!
But Ruby's skills didn't falter after her time at Beacon. As she journeyed across
'Cause-
Remnant, she leveled up.
I don't know. I just wonder if they're going to nerf Maka for RWBY, because that's the only way she will like realistically win this fight. I don't know. Like, there is no shot this is a fair fight. That's why I'm just like, get to Maka already, because you pretty much explained all of RWBY's capabilities. Petal burst. She got it. She's good with the scythe, and she's a leader. Maka outclasses her on all of that.
Up to compete with all sorts of powerful magic and mechanized foes. Her team could even match the Ace Ops, an elite squad of longtime professional huntsmen.
Including Harriet, whose
Which was
super speed
ridiculous,
semblance
actually.
was totally outclassed by Petal Burst, and Vine, whose aura was strong enough to contain a bomb that was about to decimate the whole city of Mantle. Man, these are some pretty powerful auras.
Though it's important to remember, RWBY is only
The trash truck is outside. I don't know if y'all can hear that.
17 years old. The weight of being a leader, a savior, and a huntress like her mother would get heavier and heavier and heavier.
She got over it. Look at her go!
Taking Crescent Rose firmly
Pretty
in hand
much.
and sending a message of unity to the rest of the world.
Volume 9 was just her going through a depression episode, and then like, once it was over, she was just back to normal.
RWBY had finally left the fairy tale behind, taking one more step toward the day we've waited for.
That pun though. That was the most dad joke pun I've ever heard in my life.
This'll be the day we waited for. This'll be the day we open up the door.
Check out Prize Picks Death Battle. Use code DEATH because I'm reacting to their video. So shout you use that all that you know.
A sound
Maka,
soul dwells
yes!
within a sound mind and a sound body.
But all the unjust
This
evil
is what I
souls
came
of
here
this
for.
world are on the Disney Fast Pass to becoming a Kishin.
Destructive gods mutated from good nature.
Kishin? It's a Kishin. Get it right.
A Kishin could plunge the world into chaos and madness. If only someone could stop them.
Bing bong, it's the DWMA. Welcome to Death Weapon Meister Academy, where death rules. Literally, his name is Death.
Here, Lord
Yeah.
Death tasks humans to become spiritual.
Also, I love how they connected the Fire Force worlds with this world. I don't want to spoil it because I don't think the anime's not done, but this is kind of a spoiler. But the end of the manga of Fire Force kind of connects the worlds. I'm like debating on whether I should cut that out or not because I don't know if that's a spoiler. But these worlds are connected. They take place in the same world. And the way they connected, I thought that was pretty cool.
talented meisters of demon weapons.
AKA people who are also a weapon. No, really, they transform into weapons. Guns, ninja stars, hammers, you name it. A Meister weapon pair kills and consumes lost souls to keep the Kishin away. Jack the Ripper? More like Jack
Stop saying
the Fraud.
Kishin.
And so, the demon weapon
That cannot
with
be
soul
right.
was paired with the dutiful rising star, Maka Albarn.
Talk about
Hell
your
yeah.
classic teacher's pet. The kind of girl who leaves an apple on the desk and
Absolute
goes,
nerd.
Teacher, you forgot to give us homework. And then we jump.
Maka's 13? I thought she was older. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember them mentioning ages in this anime. But I guess she's canonically 13, and I still think she would mop the floor with RWBY. She's a whole like 4 years younger and still would mop the floor with her.
Jump them.
As if Soul's any better, a weapon who's too concerned with being cool to do any real work.
Hey, Soul's not just any demon weapon, he's a scythe. And he's got his sights on upgrading to the highest level of Death Scythe.
Which would be a high honor. And lucky for Soul, Maka always aims high.
With that common goal, Maka and Soul formed the Dream Team. All they
They're-
needed was 19.
The relationship was so good. Like, I don't even want to get started on that. Like, this was such a well-written manga. The anime was good. It was just like not better than the manga, in my opinion. The anime was still good. The anime was still good, but we need a Soul Eater brotherhood. Like, I will protest on the streets for that.
99 Kishin Kishin eggs and the soul of a witch. Easy, right?
Maybe, since Maka is extraordinarily perceptive at spotting and examining souls. She can detect spiritual presences from millions of yards away and can discern its nature, stability, and emotions.
Time for class then. The two trained hard, but their styles kinda weird. Okay.
Soul Eater not that show. What was that? I was so confused. Like, what was the point of Soul Eater not? Give us a Soul Eater Brotherhood. Studio Bones.
Maka guides Soul in the direction she wants to go, but Soul, the scythe, does all the actual movements himself. Maka's the Meister, Soul's the weapon.
Like conductor and instrumentalist, a Meister weapon pair cannot work in harmony without total cooperation.
Too bad their teamwork sucked. They fumbled the easiest chance for Death Sight status, F-.
Maka just could not get in tune with
First
Soul's
episode, too.
wavelength. She was skilled, sure, more skilled than most.
Keyword, most. There were plenty of rivals showing her up, like Blackstar and
Death the
Tsugaki.
Kid and
Really puts a damper
Blackstar.
on the
I love Blackstar.
straight A's when this show-off is doing better than you.
It was up to Maka and Soul to improve their teamwork through Soul Resonance.
What I said about wavelength wasn't metaphorical. Rather, wavelengths are the means with which Meister and weapon draw strength through each other. Think of two wavelengths as different emotional amplitudes that must merge at one alignment.
If the Meister's the guitar and the weapon's the amp, then they create a feedback loop to increase its frequency. That's Soul Resonance.
That's a
Soul
good way of
Resonance
putting it,
creates a
actually.
telepathic link and surges their strength and speed.
And preps them for cool scythe moves like the Witch Hunt Slash, a big energy strike that puts the L in evil.
As the name implies, it works especially well.
Was it about to
Energy
scythe him
strike
in the
that puts
dick?
the L in evil.
Also Frankenstein. He's best teacher.
As the name implies, it works especially well against witches.
Better than Crow. That's why Maka's winning this. I love Crow. Don't get me wrong.
And other evil creatures, it's not exclusive or anything.
It's actually really deadly against evil because of Maka's rare anti-demon wavelengths. Basically, being a goody little two-shoes gets her the power of purity or whatever.
Maka and Soul were becoming a synchronized unit, though one would sometimes need to rein in the other's idiotic habits.
And the other guys gotta stop their annoying overthinking, Wiz.
But everything changed after a unique
Krona.
encounter with Krona, which nearly killed Soul.
Now Soul had an ogre pal in his head, waiting for him to swing on over and play the piano. Yep, Soul got infected with black blood.
Black blood was specially brewed as a weaponizable blood. It hardens and strengthens its user's body, inside and out, increasing their physical ability. They can even block blitz.
See, Maka even could use martial arts. She could throw a punch or two. Ruby still struggles to do that. I swear she struggles to do that because I feel like they did it once or twice where they had her like swing at somebody, but they don't do that anymore in the show.
Blades with their bare skin.
Too bad it comes with a little side effect of madness with a capital M.
A force of fear and sadness all living things possess, which threatens to ruin the world.
So it was kind of a big deal that Maka was bummed
The
by how
art
she
style
got
to this
Soul
show
in a
is
jam.
so good.
But thanks to Soul, she got over it and even welcomed in their new little ogre buddy.
Now when Soul plays his grand piano, their soul resonance sings even louder through the black blood.
And on top of that, Soul is a whole ass human being. This is a 2v1. They're jumping Ruby.
Giving Maka all the perks of black blood too, even the crazy parts. Bet you didn't expect that.
Yeah, this
Crota.
seems cool.
But evil saw their plans through. The Kishin Asura had arrived. Madness was spreading everywhere.
So Maka and Soul had to lock in and upgrade their witch hunt to the even stronger demon hunt slash. They went on even more missions to reach souls with classmates like Blackstar, and that guy outran his own shadow.
Perhaps the most obvious
Route-
evidence ever
outran-
of faster than light speeds.
English. Outrunning your shadow is crazy.
And Maka could finally keep up with him.
Hear that? With
Does that just make you faster than light? Because like shadows are like a byproduct of light, so they could have just said he's faster than light. I don't know why outrunning your shadow is just a crazy way of putting it.
fight with the demon tool Gopher, who could obliterate whole mountains, and you've got one hell of an ass kicker.
And yet, Maka's relationship with Soul still faltered. Soul was the real star here. Even other Meisters were trying to take him as a weapon, away from Maka.
I mean, he literally moves himself, so Maka couldn't help but wonder if she was holding him back all along.
But Soul said the truth. In all of their missions, their teamwork was the key to their victory. An
Exactly.
orchestral performance is only as good as the one conducting. And so, their wavelengths played in harmony, and Maka donned a dress of black blood.
It's an armor
This-
literally made.
Because in the anime it ended off with her turning into a scythe, but like this was like the actual ending to the manga. This was like the real ending to the manga, which was so fucking cool.
Made of blood, and it lets Maka fly.
And if Ruby can take on Maka before, I feel like once she uses this, it's over. It's over. The fight is over in less than like 30 seconds. Once she
around
uses
and
this one.
shoot out her soul as an epic sound wave. So freaking metal.
At the same time, Soul discovered
Yeah.
he could
Bro, this is why we need a Soul Eater Brotherhood, because they need to animate that. That would be so fucking cool.
souls and directly transmit Maka's anti-demon wavelengths, basically shutting their enemy completely down through Soul Adagio.
And they finally achieved Death Scythe. The dream's here, baby.
So when Krona's own Black Blood reached its full stage, Maka and Soul flew to the moon. A moon small and unassuming, but so dense it has the same mass as the planet itself. The very world's sanity was at stake.
Krona might have gone insane, but Maka still reached out to their new friend Soul until the Kishin showed up to ruin everything. Come on, Asura, they're having a moment here. Timing, bro.
In what would be Maka's final
nice.
exam, Maka,
Anime
Soul,
timing.
and all of their friends faced off against the Kishi.
And she passed. A+. Maka pulled her weight and perfected her teamwork with Soul. Their wavelengths were pitch perfect.
Asura did everything he could to separate them, crater them into the moon, punch holes in Maka's chest, tamper their souls with madness.
Maka survived that, by the way. You think Ruby's going to win with her silly little petal burst? Like, I'm sorry. It's like, I love Ruby, but damn, this is not a fair fight, bro. Not even close.
Each time they successfully realigned their wavelengths.
Until they kicked his ass with one final upgrade. The Kishin Hunt Slash. Maka Chop. Now that's what I call absolute cinema.
Because a sound soul dwells within a sound mind and body. So should you feel overwhelmed by evil's roars, just write 42 42 564 whenever you want to knock on death's door.
Shout out to the
Website
merch.
members-
Wait, use code DB200. Okay, let's get it.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a scythe battle.
All possibilities. There's only one possibility. What chance does Ruby have? What chance?
Oh!
Okay, it's official. This is so not cool.
Oh, come on, Soul. Our target should be here, so try helping out.
Like, how's this fight any longer than a minute?
Little Red Riding Hood, your humanity has strayed from its just path, and the Shinigami has called for you. Your boyfriend turns into a scythe. Oh, that's
It's crazy.
Your soul is ours.
Okay, this is cool though. This is cool still.
I like my soul, thanks.
Won't lie, Red. Your moves are sick, but too slow for my Meister.
You haven't seen anything yet.
This is a 2v1.
She's quick, but we can handle it.
Let's go, Soul Resonance!
Oh, her aura. Damn. See? See? Hit, fight back.
Get back here! Soul, hurry!
Bro. It's over. It's over. It's over. Nah. Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Interesting. Her soul forms a barrier.
This
Try helping
this
out
would not have lasted that long.
Relax.
What? Okay, that was cool. Bro, that was actually pretty cool. That was actually cool as shit. What song is this? This video is definitely getting claimed, but I don't care. I don't care.
Sorry, but I'll never stop fighting. I'm Ruby Rose, and I am 100.
Dead.
Soul Adagio.
Ruby!
Is this Casey Lee Williams? Is how you pronounce her name? Was it Cassie or Casey?
The wavelengths. Damn it, she's. Stay strong, Maka. You got this.
No. Yeah, it's over. It's over. That's the only outcome. That's the only outcome.
A simple, honest soul. Ruby Rose, huh?
Ruby dead.
KO! Rest get to see scythe on scythe action like that.
Let's break this down with the 4 categories that best represent this matchup. First, strength.
Or a supercharged Ruby's strength way higher than you'd think, like kicking this Grim through steel. But Maka's soul resonance could match Gopher, who destroyed mountains.
Now, Team RWBY did defeat
Yeah.
Vine, whose aura contained a bomb that could have wiped out a city.
Adding up their flight speed and
That is such a terrible way. Just because Vine could contain an explosion doesn't mean Ruby is at a nuclear level of like strength. Like that doesn't make any sense. That's such a weird comparison. Like it seemed like that whole Ace Ops battle just seemed more like a skill issue type of thing on the Ace Ops part.
with the blast, that's a 366 kiloton bomb.
It's possible Ruby's own aura possesses a similar level of, say, energy strength, though her semblance obviously
Possible.
can't replicate what Vine did.
Black Blood Maka got blasted by Asura into the moon. Yeah, it's
Okay,
small,
at least
but
they
its mass
acknowledge
is
that.
The same as Earth's, right?
Putting Asura's strikes at 2 quadrillion tons of TNT, over 5 billion times higher than Vine.
So Maka takes strength, but speed wasn't as clear cut. Ruby's a fast little gal. Maka kept up with Blackstar, faster than Shadows and whatnot.
Yeah.
As they improved their skills, Ruby and her friends could
I just think Maka outclasses her in all categories. There's no way she doesn't.
outspeed Adam.
Who blocked a particle beam. Though given the distance and time to react, Adam moved about 42% the speed of light. Not quite faster than your own Shadow territory. Still, Ruby's Petal Burst has become far faster than this over time, and clearly gives more than a 2-time speed increase on top of that 42%, making her well past light speed.
Definitely enough to take on Harriet, who was all about speed. Angry speed.
This isn't to say Maka couldn't keep up thanks to Soul Resonance, but Petal Burst makes this comparison close enough to call it a tie. And their speed would be
Tie my
key
ass.
to winning in skill.
Come on, Wiz. Call it what it really is. It's scythery.
It's
That's not a word.
Scythery.
Maka's scythery was pretty good, but Soul does all the movement for her. As a Meister, she was mostly a guide.
It's easy to assume that Ruby's scythery was superior. She's entirely self-sufficient at dancing with her weapon.
Soul's own control is still a factor here, but it doesn't change that Ruby's been swinging that thing for way longer than Maka. Ruby's got scythery in the bag.
Perhaps this edge
Okay,
would be
it's
enough
fine.
for Ruby
That's
to avoid
fine.
Maka's far greater strength. If
I'm not
she
mad about
had the
that.
better powers.
So, Aura's really cool.
Yeah, powers is
Barriers,
over.
healing, superpowers, and so
That's
on.
over.
But it's got one big weakness.
It is a finite resource that is required for all of Ruby's powers.
Petal Burst, activating dust, even powering up Crescent Rose takes juice and some aura. Once it's gone, Ruby's totally vulnerable.
And there's a second key factor regarding aura. It is specifically a manifestation of Ruby's soul.
And Maka's powers are all about taking on souls. Maka had lots of ways to break through Ruby's aura, like Soul Adagio.
And since Maka is exceptionally gifted at examining souls, she could definitely figure out how aura works.
But plot twist,
Yeah.
what about Ruby's silver eyes?
Pretty
Her
much.
Anti-Grim eye beams. Turns out they
But it's
were
anti-Grim,
actually her
does it?
best.
Does that work on people? Do the silver eyes work on people? Like, I think it technically worked on Cinder, but they never really explained why it worked on Cinder. So yet, I don't know if we'll get a volume 10 for an explanation, or if we do get a volume 10, they'll explain shit. But they don't really explain in the show sometimes. They just kind of expect you to. I don't know what they expect from you sometimes. Like, I think even the writers are confused about what to do with Aura sometimes.
Grim is quite similar to Madness wavelengths, which power Black Blood. Since anti-demon wavelengths can cancel out Black Blood, the Silver Eyes should achieve a similar effect.
But Maka and Soul's whole story is about reaching that
I
perfect
guess.
soul resonance.
I guess.
Tried every way in the book and more to separate their wavelengths and failed. And we already talked about how much stronger he is than RWBY. Maka takes powers, because when she rose to
it's
the
over.
occasion, RWBY didn't stand a semblance of a chance.
But that makes them
Powers
equal.
didn't
Another red one.
stand a semblance of a chance and bit the dust.
A
The
semblance of a chance. At least they acknowledged it. At least they acknowledged it. This was not a fair fight.
Are Maka Albarn and Soul Evans.
Wait,
GG's.
his name is Soul Evans?
Yeah. Thank you, Monty. Yeah. RIP, Monty. Yeah, that was a good video. I'm not mad at the outcome. I thought it was gonna be completely biased. Like, I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad it turned out this way. I do blah. Damn, I suck at outros. I'm just gonna end the video. I don't know. Check out Digital Circus videos if you're into that. Check out Hollow Knight if you're into that. Yeah, it's mainly a gaming channel, but I do reactions here and there, and I try not to do them often because I don't want to be a reaction channel. But this intrigued me enough to where I was just like, F it, I'm gonna watch this. So I guess I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I think I do plan on dropping the Hollow Knight video tomorrow. So yeah.